I've been called a lot of things, right? And to be truthful, booty man fits. I like booty.
So you like booty, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Well, since you're talking about booty, man, and we were just talking about this a little bit off camera. You say you thought you got Buddy pregnant. Go ahead and give us the
Yeah, I
details.
did.
Give us
I
the
did.
story.
Well, you got to know the beginning is I was in jail at 13, 14, 15, turned 16 in prison. So I went locked up at a time when I never even had a woman. I was too young. I never had sex. Get to prison. My first sexual experience was with, you know, coming in a man's ass and his ass deep. And so I went deep in him, man. I emptied all my youth in this man's butt. You know, he was just filled with the youth of me, the cream that came from my, my nuts. So um I didn't know nothing about sex, so he knew. I mean, I'm in love now. I'm thinking I'm in love now. This is what it feels like, So he put some t-shirts and shirts up on a t-shirt and made his belly swell out like he was, I did this. And I'm playing poker, and I'm in a big poker hand. I'm about ready to lose, though. I ain't gonna lie. I done called him up, or he can call my bluff and go all in on me and shit, right? So he came up and he said, honey, I said, yeah, baby. I feel like I'm married and shit, right? He said, can I talk to you? I said, yeah, what's up? I said, hold up, y'all. And I'm trying to stall anyway, man. I hope they hit the bell and all this shit, right? I can knock the table over and, man, who the shit up? I'm getting ready to lose. He said, I'm been to the doctors. I said, okay, what they say? He said, I'm pregnant. Man, I was like, oh my God, be truthful. He said, yes. And I said, are you serious? He said, yeah, I'm serious. I'm pregnant. So everybody at the table looking at me like I'm crazy, right? He just that no, my man can't get pregnant. I don't know it, shit, right? And so I'm happy. And the dude that was getting ready to win, he said, hey, Felice, I know I got you beat, man, but I'm gonna squash his hand. Let me talk to you, man. He said, hey, man, he can't get. I said, look, bro, don't talk about my woman or my child. I got a baby on the way. I was dead serious. I'm ready to die, right? So didn't nobody want to tell me uh he can't have a baby because they said I'm gonna go off, and I would have. And the warden, I had to see the warden, and he called me in his office, and he said, what you need to talk. I said, I need to talk about some custody rights, right? Cause I done got him pregnant, and when he had the baby, the baby ain't committed no crime, Warden. I wish you can, put him in a place where I'm allowed some sort of visitation, or my baby can know me. So that's all I ask for, man. I'll never do nothing else wrong in this prison. He just looked at me. He said, well, I got somebody want to talk to you. And it was one of them psychiatrists. She was sitting in her. She said, well, first of all, she did it smart. She said, congratulations, Mr. Johnson. She said, have they told you it was a boy or a girl? I said, I'll be happy to accept either one. I hope it's twins. I was so happy. Right? They brought him in there. The boy got pregnant. They had his stomach swell. Say, is this here? I said, baby. And he just looking at me, right? They grabbed and lifted, tore all that shit off under his shirt. He said, is that your baby? No, that's not your baby. That's a pile of shirts. And she said, what is this? Socks and shirts and Man, I went to oh man. I told her, I ain't no good. No fucker. I'm thinking I'm confused, man. I'm thinking, where's the goddamn baby, man? And I'm going into a trip, man. I had to go through some therapy, man. Cause I started thinking that he said the reason why I put the search on it is because they said I'm not allowed to have a baby in here, and they miscarried me and took it out of me. All that, right? So I want to see the warden again. I'm ready to go to war, man. Did y'all kill my child, man? Well, we sat there and showed he was. Now he said y'all took the baby out first, and he put that up so because he didn't know how to tell me. Man, I went through a trip. He had my head all f***ed up, man. It took years. They kept me in isolation. I stayed in isolation 12 years flat, the most anybody ever did. Over that booty, man. But all my friends, man, they beat him half to death, man. They told him he better not eat stuff. I was everything to them. They say, man, it's like taking your best friend and just him up, right? And don't nobody want to see it, man. Everybody said, man, let us get your head together. And I was like, man, don't talk about my kid and all this shit, right? I thought I had one, but that happened. I thought I got him pregnant. I was in him deep. I was in him deep. I'm talking about when I did it to him, I did it like at around 7 o'clock. I think I pulled out of him. It was about 12 the next day, 12 noon. I made sure that baby's coming out powerful, boy. I spilled all my youth in him. Everything with all the proteins and that I got from eating Jello and all this. Man, all this was up in here, man.
So look,
Say it, man.
was y'all having a boy or a girl? Was Fleece Jr.?
Man, I said I would accept anything. I thought I was pregnant. I thought I got him pregnant. And man, I'm talking about for real, I'm ready to die over that. Ain't nobody gonna take my kid. I'm locked up for what I did. The kid ain't did shit. So y'all ain't gonna lock my kid up. They say, first of all, can't have a kid.